Oh, my dear future husband, wherefore art thou? Welcome to Dear Future Husband. I am Dinalva, the sweetest and spiciest damsel in distress, in search of my knight in shining armor. And with the help of Cupid, we'll be delving into...
With a K!
Cupid with a K. We'll be delving into the realities of the fairy tale love, the birds and the bees, and hopefully manifest my Prince Charming. Oh, dear future husband, we are looking for you. Cupid! Cupid! With a K. Cupid.
I'm here. What's good?
Hey.
I'm here, man. Big up Dinalva.
Hi, Cupid. I'm good. Listen, you know people say that there's meaning in
Sorry,
dreams.
can I just say that this pillow that we discussed did not arrive, but carry on.
Which pillow that we discussed?
We discussed the pillow for Cupid. I said,
The pillow.
when I come back a few times, please get the pillow. He's like, yeah. And this shows me that you ain't really taken on board what I've said, because, you're here summoning me and no luxury. You get me? But it's cool. Let's carry on. Your childhood. You get me?
Cupid, but you're not even real.
That doesn't mean that you haven't even got a non-real pillow for me.
Cupid, I'm sorry. I promise you that I will try my best to accommodate more luxurious settings for you.
Thank you, man. Thank you.
Uh-huh.
You get
So,
me?
listen, Cupid, the reason why I summoned you today is because actually I've been having dreams about my childhood, and I hear that there's a lot of meaning in childhood and dreams and things like this. So I wanted to see if you could just help me navigate it all and see what this means and how it could be a challenge or maybe not.
So basically, what you're saying is maybe some things in your childhood has made you difficult to be a potential wife. All right, let's unpack this.
I did not say that, Cupid with a K.
Childhood trauma. All right, let's go, man. Let's go. This is what you call me here for. All right. So what was your childhood like? What was you like as a child?
Very talkative. Very.
I'm so shocked.
Yes, I was born like this. Yes, very talkative. Very bold and friendly.
Bold, did you say?
As in B-O-L-D.
Bold.
Bold.
Okay.
Not bold.
It's the accent. I thought you said you didn't have no hair. I would have said.
I was brave.
That's unfortunate.
No, I've always had a lot of hair, Cupid with a K, actually.
Okay, cool.
But yes,
Don't brag about it.
Okay, cool. Let me be humble, because I know that could be one of your icks if
No, I'm just saying some people don't have hair and it could be seen as bragging.
Well, it's true. So, no, B-O-L-D, bravery, courageous. So I've always been like a bit out there, but then very loving and very caring and very independent and a bit rough around the edges.
So this independency, is that something that's going to has developed into an issue in relationships?
Oh, Cupid, you're hitting me with some hard questions. At some points, yes. And I think because I find it difficult to switch off the independence so that I can be dependable depending on the person. Sometimes, like, for example, I don't know how to let people do things for me. Okay,
cool. So happy-go-lucky, rough around the edges, independent. Okay, very loud or talkative, you said, yeah?
Talkative.
Okay, talkative. And how was you in school, primary school?
Oh, smart.
Remember?
Yes, I used to play sport with the boys. I used to love like football and, I used to love playing.
And how were you with other girls?
With my sisters, we used to fight a lot and everything. With other girls, I had maybe like one best friend. I knew all the girls, but I found it long to play with them.
Okay, so what's the issue between you and other women?
I don't know. I think, can I be honest?
I'm hoping you are honest. You're not wasting my time, which is wasting your time because I don't exist. So please be honest with yourself.
So being honest with myself, I think that sometimes the general girl may lack a certain level of logic and emotional composure that I find to be a nice trait to have in a friend. Yeah.
So your friends have to be like you, basically, which is, that's understandable.
So only those type of girls are the sort of girls are my good friends.
So would you consider yourself a rare type of girl then? A rare type of woman or personality?
I would say somewhat rare, but not rare enough that you can't find at least 10 of us in a city.
Okay. In a city? Whoa. Okay. I was with you. You said 10 of us and then you ended it with in a city. Okay. There's a lot of people in the city.
True. There's millions, but I've only got like maybe 6, 7 friends that are girls that are like me.
So would you find it difficult to get along with your future husband's mum, auntie, sisters?
I'm an agreeable person and I can entertain, but I find it draining. So I can entertain, but then I take my time away. So the good thing with family and with, parents and things like that, once you are with your future husband, you have your own life. Yes, they will be present often, but not all the time. So you
Future
can take breaks.
husbands, in some traditions, some places around the world, like, let's say Africa, I don't know, places like, I don't know, Ghana, Nigeria, I don't know, just random places in Africa, the tradition is that the mother-in-law moves in a lot of the time. So you might end up with mama in the house. How will you cope with mama being in the house?
It'll be good because I can learn how to cook. I can have, somebody to, entertain me, support me. I would always find my ways to take like a little step back so I can have my own space. But I don't find it to be a problem.
Would you find it a challenge to your womanly domain if mama was... How do you feel about your future husband's mum cooking him dinner?
Oh, it's okay. I'll have some as well. It's nice.
Okay.
I don't mind.
Okay, cool.
And if I like it a lot, I'll be like, can you show me how to do that next time?
Okay. Because often there's like kind of jealousy around those areas when it comes to other women in partners' life, even if they are family.
It's true. Do you know what, Cupid? I think it's because a lot of women don't appreciate what it means for a mother to give up her son to somebody else to take care of him, because she loves him and she wants to protect him, and she's grown him to be this man that you love. So think about how much she loves him.
Okay.
So you got to give her the space to appreciate what she has created, her hard work. Just be humble as a woman. You're not the only one.
You're not the only one. He's got mummy.
Exactly.
If he's got mummy, and if he hasn't, then...
I'm sorry. But I love my mum a lot, so I understand why, a mother would love her son and want to be around.
Okay. In an argument, whose side do you take, your mum or your husband's?
I would remain impartial in the sense that I stand up for the truth, but I wouldn't get involved. I would observe the respect, and if Babes was being disrespectful to my mum, I say, baby, okay, relax, let's go. Mum, sorry, but I need a moment. And then deal with him more. If my mum is moving less, I'm like, Mum, are you really doing this to me? You're moving absolutely crazy to my husband. That's not nice.
Yeah.
And then be like, Babes, let's
So
go.
you will check your mum?
Of course, I would have to.
If it need be, you check your mum.
Yes,
Yeah,
you have
speak
to
up for your
impose
husband.
respect, of course, on both sides. But with a man, I don't think it's a good
How
idea.
do you feel about telling personal things to your mum
What do you
about your
mean?
relationship, private things?
Because of bad experience, I know that it's important to discuss things if they are extremely to a point where you can't handle it. But overall, I think that you should aim to be in a relationship where you and your husband can sort things out without you having to go to your mum. Maybe you can go to your mum to explain how good you feel and how much you like him if he's treating you well. If you're having arguments, it's not to say, oh yeah, me and him have been arguing, but things are still cool. We work hard every day towards just becoming better people.
All right.
That's a good way to, swerve it, but say that you're working on things.
Yeah. I like that. What's your most vivid memory from your childhood?
Okay, I've got my top 3. Okay. One is when we used to go to the airport with my mom to pick up my dad whenever he traveled. It was really so much fun to see him come out of the double doors and they just opened for him and he just came over like, whoa! It was a best entrance. So every time I fly anywhere, it always reminds me of that. So I always have access to that memory. Another one will be...
So Daddy flew around a lot.
Yes. So he was quite international. He was like everywhere. So when we saw him, it was always a gift.
How long would he go away for?
Months sometimes, weeks sometimes, but he was gone for periods of time.
And how did that make you feel when he left and he was gone for like a month, 2 months?
It made me sad, but it also made me excited because I know how I felt every time I saw him again. So it's like, oh, he's going, but he's coming back soon.
Do you feel like you missed out on anything by him being a jet setter?
To be honest, yes, because it would be nice to have more kind of contact. But I feel that the ages that I was at, it was good for him to show as a figure of like dad, and then my mom to do the more daily life, because now she had him as a support to say, I'm going to call your dad. And we'll be like, okay, we don't see that enough. We can't be in trouble. So it's like a very good way to assert authority. And whenever he was around, it was an amazing time. So he left still very good memories.
Okay. I appreciate that, man. How has your family influenced your views on relationships?
Oh, my family has a lot of women, which means that I'm observing relationships a lot from the perspective of a woman. There's not many men in my family. So I always observe the melancholy of love. What I mean by that is that a lot of women in my family have suffered through, the trials of life. And obviously with that comes men and the whole history and war and things like this. So I've always seen love to be a battle and a scar that you have to heal. And that there is, I think, where my problems lie, because I think that you have to suffer in love.
So you believe that love is pain?
Love can be pain. It's not necessarily that love is pain, but love is something that is worth you enduring pain for. And sometimes that can kind of set a trap where you're dealing with pain that you shouldn't have to deal with, but you're already trained to overcome it and just keep going because you need him to survive. You love him. We're even just grateful to be alive. So let me deal with your problems and make everything okay.
So you're talking very specifically as in after war, and dealing with it seems symptoms of PTSD almost.
Yes.
Yes. And just having to cope with that but love is not always about putting up with things that are detrimental to yourself or to others. It's not always about that. I mean, love is a very complex thing and is definitely different for everybody. So I can't speak for everyone, but I guess in its current form, love definitely can lead to scenarios that are painful, and it's whether what you're calling love is worth enduring that pain. You know what I mean? And there's a fine line between it. I believe there's a very thin line.
Is it worth enduring the pain? Oh, Cupid. That's a very good question because, sometimes I do think that we get sidetracked and we think that, pain is needed and, love and a fairy tale. You have to go through the trials and trials and tribulations of life. But what kind of trials and tribulations are worth the pain? Because, not everybody should be forgiven. Not everything should be forgiven or forgotten.
It really depends on what it is, So we could be very generic here, but we're going to have to get some examples in order for us to be a bit more specific. Otherwise, it's a scale. What can you forgive? Why are you forgiving? And, I can't sit here and say.
Okay, so can I ask you about some scenarios?
Okay.
So although I don't really want the future husband to be this type of person, just in case somebody set my baby up, prison time, when is it worth enduring for this?
When is prison time worth enduring? What do you mean?
Yeah, so when is it worth going through this pain in the name of love? So prison is something that, people usually deal with. If they've been set up, the ops can be after baby. If push come to shove, you had to go and deal with something like this. When do I know if the pain is worth going through in the name of love?
I mean, who's going through the pain? The person in jail or you?
Me, because obviously I don't have baby.
Yeah, no, that's very selfish. That's very selfish. I'm sure that the person that is now incarcerated has got a lot of things to worry about. Do you know what I mean? And
so
if you love them, then whatever trial and tribulation that person is going through, if you love them and you claim to be in their corner, I want to support, I don't see what the limit is. That's going to be individual. And that may be even a telling of how far your love goes. If they are incarcerated for 10 years, if you think that you have the ability to wait and support them for 10 years and you love that person, then why not? And if you don't, then that's up to you. You know what I mean?
Okay, I guess if you love him, endure. Okay, what about financial difficulties? Bankruptcy. Endure or run away?
No, I mean, personally, if I give you a few cues, you can create this mental image in your mind, right? A poor village somewhere, very rural, not much money. There's a man and a woman with kids. Do you think that they're in love? Do you think that they have love?
Yes.
With the absence of money?
Yes.
Then love and money and love and finance are not synonymous. and they're mutually exclusive. They really don't necessarily have to have, and it's about society. This is why I said love is very ambiguous, because some people factor in finance in terms of what love is to them, whereas other people, finance ain't even an option and they still got their unity and their bond. So what your love is what your foundation is. If it is finances, then is shaky because things come and go. And, you know, you can't fill your barn with wheat because you know not when you're going to go. So
That's true.
you don't know what tomorrow holds. You know what I mean? And real unity, real cohesion between two beings surpasses what's in the bank and what's not. And they're rare because, like I said, there's poor people sharing a life together that probably know a better form of cohesion than this millionaire.
If you love him, ladies, you should endure. Really, how far does love take you? Cupid, with a K, never fails to drop some wisdom every time I summon him. So, please leave a little comment telling me how far does your love take you. Stay tuned for next week because we're going to be talking about the most important things. Accountability and self-standards. Do you talk the talk and walk the walk? Like, comment, share and subscribe because dear future husband, we are looking for